John David McAfee made us the software that we are still used to this day. Antivirus for liberty. And Mr. McAfee, despite the media's lies, killed no man in belief. He's not dead, he lives and breathes. We are the McAfee acolytes, McAlites. This is the John McAfee Innocence Podcast. This is the John McAfee Innocence Podcast.
All right, welcome to the very first episode, the inaugural episode of the John McAfee Innocence Podcast, the official podcast of the John McAfee Innocence Project, which, if you're unaware of what that is, check out our mission statement video on our YouTube channel. You can't miss it. It will tell you everything you need to know. John McAfee is a hero. And I do say is, because many people believe him to be dead, but the creator of the famous antivirus software and most interesting man in the world, not that guy from the Dos Equis commercials, but John McAfee is out there somewhere, and we are his Macalites, his followers. And, I mean, he just pretty much spreads the message for us all to remember that
you are a free individual.
And you must remember that. I am the central scrutinizer, and I go by Scroot for short. And with me is my right-hand man, second in command of the JMIP, Ron. Say hello to everyone, Ron.
Hello to everyone, Ron.
So that's sort of an old vaudevillian joke there, but sometimes oldies are called goodies for a reason. I won't accuse that of being hack, because, you know, John McAfee himself was a hacker. You know, he would hack other hackers to stop hacking. So a hacky joke is very in keeping with John McAfee. Well done, Ron. Today, Ron has returned from a sojourn of his own, a mystical odyssey of sorts. Nippon, aka Japan, correct, Ron?
Yeah, that's right. I went to all of Japan for a day.
And that has been a dream of yours for quite some time, hasn't it?
Yeah, ever since about 5 months ago. It's been a dream. It's something I worked towards for a very long time, very hard. I was finally able to achieve that goal.
That's great.
Now,
did you go there on official John McAfee Innocence Project business, or was it pleasure?
Well, I was trying to find John, but that is my pleasure.
Well, we're always trying to find John.
Yeah, I didn't see him, unfortunately. I did see a guy dressed in a period-accurate American World War II uniform, though.
Yes, I saw that photo which you shared with me, which I may actually, that may be the thumbnail for this very video, and
Sure.
a few other photos as well. We will put links to in the description for those interested, because this will be sort of the whole point. Once you watch the mission statement video for this channel, you'll get a better feeling, but I'll just reiterate for those who haven't. The whole point of this podcast is to, raise awareness about John McAfee's innocence and him being alive out there somewhere. But outside of the framing device of that, it's really just an experimental podcast, a free-form podcast where every episode will be a completely different format. Today, it's sort of a show-and-tell travelogue from Ron on his adventures in Japan. Next time, it could be something completely different, a game show of sorts. It could be
an audio-only interpretive dance segment.
Exactly. It could be a radio play. In fact, just to tease something upcoming, I wrote a script for what I thought Episode 9 of the Disney Star Wars film should have been back before it came out, and it unfortunately never got to get fully used in any way. But we'll be reading that. There'll be all kinds of crazy things we'll be doing on this show.
Kathleen didn't take your letters.
No, Kathleen Kennedy. RFK. He should be president because he's sort of a McAfee type, he's a free thinker. But Kathleen Kennedy, you almost wish that John McAfee was, the rumors about John McAfee you almost wish those were true for Kathleen, but we won't go there. But yeah, so today's is sort of a travelogue show and tell with Ron. If he mentions any specific places that he took photos of, we'll share those in the description. And Ron, sort of take us on a journey through the mind, imagination of the beautiful Taiwan that you went to.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
I've never
Japan.
been to Taiwan.
Japan. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and Taiwan used to be part of Japan. We don't really like to talk about those times, but. Yeah, no, Japan was really cool. It was fascinating. It was fun. It was very clean, and I was in Tokyo and like areas around there the whole time. So like it was clean. It was a very
What made you choose Tokyo?
It's just the one everyone talks about. It's the big one. It's right in
bit
the
of
middle. It's got Disneyland.
A bit of a trend follower.
It's my first time, man. I gotta start somewhere. Next time
Fair
I
enough.
can go to, the place where they filmed Milo and Otis and find all the dead cats.
Oh, that was a troublesome production, that film, for
Yeah.
those unaware. Yeah, they a lot of Asians they
You want
view
to talk about
animals
Asian
differently.
hate? Want to talk
Yeah,
about
let's
Asian
talk
hate
about-
back then for animals?
That was Asian hate towards animals from Asians.
Yeah.
Dear Lord.
Yeah.
But let's get off that topic. But so what was when you got there? What was it? Nighttime when you got there? Was it daytime?
No, it was daytime. It ended up being like the afternoon of like the same day that I had left on in the morning, even though it was, or something like that. I don't know. It's all screwed up.
And did it feel like walking into another world, or since it was just another airport and maybe sort of perhaps an urban area around it, did it feel sort of just normal, only with signs with gibberish on them?
It felt like walking into another country, not another world. There are signs with a lot of signs with English on them, and a lot of American like celebrities and stuff on the in like the duty free perfume shops and stuff.
So like John McAfee.
I didn't see him there. I wish I had.
Oh.
Yeah, but have you seen those commercials, like the energy drink commercials with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Oh yes, those are classics.
Stuff
yes.
like
I'm
that.
Sure it's newer, more up to date people now, like Timothy Shallow Moat or whatever his name is.
Hole.
Yeah, Shallow Hole. They probably love him over there because he's scrawny, looks kind of like a lady boy. He's probably big over there. He could be a K-pop. Just cover his head in like a brown paper bag. He could be a K-pop star. Japan and Japan's biggest export is K-pop. I mean, they created it.
I mean, more or less, it's like, I don't know, JK, L-pop. Who cares? It's not. I don't think it's really made to be.
I don't know what the K
music.
I don't know what the K stands for, but I just know that they created it over there.
Probably. I don't know.
Kawaii.
Yeah.
Kawaii.
I mean, some people probably think it is. I sure don't. But yeah. There were. Yeah, I didn't see any like concerts or anything. There were a lot of, the whole thing about vending machines. That's true. In the city, even outside of the city.
I bet you were going up. Did they have some of those gotcha machines, gotcha pawns?
Yeah, I got a couple of those. That was
I
pretty
bet you
cool.
went up to those, and I bet originally you were thinking when you went up to those,
maybe just one.
but then you got more. You got more than just one.
Yeah, I think I got like 6.
Yeah,
I didn't actually overdo it there, but
So really it was more like
Maybe just one. 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 Maybe just one.
it was more like that, wasn't it?
yeah, basically. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got like all the different colors of Kirby's out of this one machine. They would just have them like in the basement tunnels of the train stations and stuff, and the train station would connect into a mall sometimes, and yeah, there was a bunch of like Kirby, Kirby Dreamland ones. Kirby was like bigger than Mario there. I thought that was interesting. As far as like merchandise,
Interesting.
there's like Kirby themed restaurants or branded cafes or whatever. I didn't go to one of those. I did go to the Dragon Quest cafe.
Well, because you're an adult, you went to the more
Obviously.
mature of the two cafes.
Yeah, I like drinking my drinks out of a cartoon slime cup, not not kid shit like Kirby.
Now slime, is that some hentai stuff going on? Is that
I don't know what that is, but maybe it's the little blue guy in Dragon Quest.
Okay.
The one with like the Mr. Popo face, but he's got a pointy head instead of a turban. What I'm talking
all of
about.
that, I'm sure it makes sense to you. I'm sure when you saw it, you were thinking,
It's like one of my Japanese animes.
but to me, it's not familiar. It's not ringing a bell.
Yeah. I never thought about that line, but it makes it sound like Otacon like owns the rights to multiple animes or something. So like, why is he living on a boat somewhere?
Yeah. But anyway, so you got to see some cool stuff that you recognized
Yeah.
as far as culturally.
Yeah.
Entertainment.
And then there's also like cool stuff that was unrecognized. I went into this aquarium, the Ginza Art Aquarium. If anyone's heard of that, and they had all these different kind of goldfish and like integrated with their tanks into art displays and stuff. And the museum itself had a soundtrack that you could buy on CD. I got that. That was really cool.
No way.
Yeah.
Like just ambient soundtrack.
Yeah, like ambient, like chill out, neoclassical, whatever kind of relaxing music. Is really cool. Like probably with the that like YouTube live stream that always pops up of like the girl at the desk with a pencil. And it's like,
you mean like
chill
lo-fi
out.
beats just
Yeah.
to be by? Yeah.
And I've never clicked on that, but I'm guessing it's something like that.
Probably had a lot of...
Actually, no. I think that would be a little too noisy and obstructive. I only saw like 1 or 2 gongs the whole time.
Interesting.
But yeah, in that aquarium, they had a goldfish with like a ball sack face. I'll try to send you the picture after this.
Oh,
So-
wow. That's certainly interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. There was also at this Buddhist temple, someone had made like a graveyard memorial to insects. Because I think in Buddhism you can like value all life or something like that. I don't know a ton about it.
What an utterly unhinged, nonsensical thing. I hope whoever did that, is locked away. That's really crazy.
No, I think it's some like rich guy who just liked bugs a lot and wanted to like donate a thing. There were like these rock carvings, like statues of bark beetles and stuff. And it was like, this is the memorial to all the bugs that we've killed with modern farming in the combine harvest machines and stuff like that. Like all the locusts that get crushed by the corn cobs.
So there's like bleeding heart virtue signaling even over there, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh.
Yeah, so that was cool. They also eat horses.
They what?
They eat horses.
What did you eat over there? I'm
Horse.
sure you ate some interesting. You ate horse?
Yeah, well, I wasn't planning on it, but like, so I met a guy over there that I had met in the past in the States, and he took me out to for the evening to some bars, like izakayas, is what they call them there. You kind of small dine in food and drink.
You put a gift horse in your mouth?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, he paid for it.
I bet at some of these diners though, you're not telling the full story. You probably sat down. You were thinking,
for the first time in my life, I'm about to eat a dog meat burger.
Yeah, that I was expecting that, but it turns out they don't do that there. I learned some things about stereotypes that on this trip I'll get into later. But yeah, the guy asked me, "Have I eaten horse?" And I said no. I said, "Well, I got it." And then the lady brought it out. Yeah, exactly. And so I tried it out because I didn't want to be all high and mighty about something where like I eat.
You didn't want to be on your high horse. But.
Exactly. But yeah, it pretty much just tasted. It was raw meat too. It's sashimi.
Uncooked horse.
Yeah, uncooked horse meat. It is pretty much just like beef to me. It's kind of stringier than beef, like more like fibery, gristly, maybe.
For vegetarians over there, do they have like, what's the word for like, what's the word I'm thinking of when it's imitation horse? Do they have like phony pony for people that are vegetarians?
Good one. No, they did. I think they have like the imitation crab. Although I'm pretty sure imitation crab is just made with other kinds of like seafood that's cheap.
Yeah, that stuff's. If you're in a pinch, that stuff's good.
Yeah,
crab's pinch, but yeah.
Yeah. I think that. Let me see. Oh yeah, so he got me the horse meat. So I tried some of that, and that was interesting. And then I wanted to sing karaoke, and he was like,
"You wanted to get on stage and go."
Exactly. Yeah, except I ended up singing like Queen and Beatles and stuff. That was in English.
Sing it in English.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't know like.
Not English.
Yeah. I mean, Queen has Let Us Cling Together, where they have some Japanese in there, because it was like after they toured in Japan or something like that. But I didn't sing that one.
Oh, is that why that Tactics Ogre game is named after that one, because it has Japanese in it?
Probably, yeah. If I had to guess.
Favoritism.
Yeah. Well, but the first one was like the Black Queen or whatever.
That's true, and even Ogre Battle itself is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love me a Black Queen. There weren't many Black Queens over there, but
no Lizzos, huh?
The Lizzo type isn't really my type, personally.
I didn't ask that. I was just wondering if there weren't any over there, huh?
No, they're like a couple tourists. That's it.
Couple tourist Lizzo types, or just tourists in general?
Yeah. Lizzo types. There were tons of tourists in general.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Chinese, a lot of Australians.
Now another stereotype is the Asian tourist over here, with the camera. So do they have Asian tourists over there, like Chinese people being with cameras?
Yeah. Oh yeah, like next to where I was staying. Yeah, it wasn't just Chinese people; it was like Americans and stuff too. But yeah, totally. I mean, I was right there with them, taking pictures of myself or getting pictures taken of me in front of the big temple gate in Asakusa, which is like a really touristy area, but I liked it a lot personally. Yeah, definitely. Where there's tourist oriented areas, you're just gonna you're just gonna get that. Sorry, I actually feel bad about saying that. You could say it about the place, right? Just not people.
I'm not up to date on the rules. I'm gonna have to check.
All right.
Gonna check my orientation manual. That one.
Nice. Oh yeah, but Dude, so when we did the karaoke, it was you played the Yakuza games, right?
Oh yeah.
From Sega. Yeah, those are pretty cool. With like Mark Hamill.
Did it feel like that when you were over there? Did it feel like you were walking around in a Yakuza game?
Well, when I went to Kabukicho in Shinjuku, it felt like Yakuza, but like more dangerous or kind of like sketchy.
More dangerous than Yakuza. That's funny.
Well, like instead of I don't know, I don't know. The vibe was just very like Vegas like, and I don't know. I'm probably a wuss, but there weren't guys like running up to you trying to start fights, but I felt like that could happen, which is very out of the ordinary for Japan. I think at least where I was. But no, when we did karaoke, my friend was like, the only place near here, it's a snack bar. Is that okay? Snack, he said. And I was like, yeah, that's
bar?
a snack bar. And I thought, well, because even though we just ate dinner, they're going to require you to buy some kind of food in there.
And that's when you said,
For the first time in my life, I'm about to eat a dog meat burger.
Yeah, actually. But then when I got there, they didn't serve us any food, just like some strong liquor with club soda. And then when we started singing, these like nicely dressed women came in and sat down next to us.
"Oh, was it one of those hostess bars?"
Yeah, like the Twinkies. Yeah. So that's what I meant by snack. I guess that's another word for it.
Well, hey, I mean, those women, if they want to do that, it's like John McAfee said.
My body, my choice.
It's their body, their choice.
There was nothing like overtly sexual about it or anything. They literally just come out to talk to you and tell you you're doing a good job at singing.
But that's like, it's not overtly sexual, and yet it's also can't be anything else but, it's very hard to describe. It's like, it's like a role-playing romance or role-playing...
Yeah. I mean, it's like any...
Positive attention.
Yeah, like it's like hair product commercials, it's like... Or something like that, I guess. Like, yeah, you want to advertise looking sexy.
I mean, it's not like...
sexual.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it was innocent. It's not like you could just say to one of these girls...
Please eat my over the next 5 years.
You couldn't say that, but you could, just... you could just enjoy their company.
Yeah, and I think there's guys that, like, go there frequently and, like, spend a lot to do that. I mean, they're good at what they do.
No judgment.
Yeah. Hey, I didn't know it was gonna happen, so it's just a surprise. But yeah, it was interesting. Anyways, but yeah, after that, I just went home and slept, and then in the morning, I got up early. And I was walking around, went to the convenience store, the Family Mart.
Conveni, is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's what they say.
Who's they?
Them. Yeah, they. Yes, I might like get some like breakfast and stuff, and I seen like older adults, like 2 men or 2 women, walking around like holding hands on the street at like 7 a.m. in the morning.
That's disgusting.
No, I was like, I was pretty, because people don't like openly hold hands so much over there, like if they're in love or whatever. So I was trying to figure out what was going on.
That's how you get COVID.
Exactly.
They created it, dude. They created it in the lab over there.
Yeah. Well, no, that was, I don't want to say where it is. I don't want to get in trouble, but it wasn't Japan, I don't think. Anyway, they were, what I realized is like they had been drinking all night, I think, and they were like supporting each other from like tripping over the next morning. Because I think like if you're up too late drinking, then like the trains stop running at 11 p.m. or something like that, and so you have to like sleep over in one of those capsule hotels. It was like
Did
coffin.
you try one of those? Those are so weird.
Yeah, no, I didn't because I didn't want to like.
Seems very cramped.
Yeah, very cramped. I don't think there's a lot of like privacy or and you know like I've also heard guys can smoke in there and a lot of them maybe that's changed nowadays.
Sounds badass.
Yeah, if I smoked, but I don't, so.
Well, even if you don't, getting to see a bunch of real men just smoke in a capsule, dude, that's badass.
That's true, especially if like 2 or 3 of them get inside one together and
sure, smoking kills them,
around.
But smoking kills you, but ultimately,
my body, my choice.
So
exactly,
it's really their choice.
Exactly. Also, Japanese cigarettes might be magic or something. I never tried them, so maybe they don't kill you as fast.
Yeah, that sounds never gonna get old.
Yeah, I think it got old.
It definitely has not gotten old yet.
I think it got old before we began, but that's all good.
Please eat my dick over the next 5 years.
Yeah. What else? So, speaking of vice stuff, they had like pachinko parlors scattered around the city. I went into one. I didn't try the games. I was looking for that Metal Gear one.
Yeah,
the Metal Gear Solid 3. I asked the guy, he said they didn't have it anymore.
It's like one of my Japanese animes.
It was disappointing.
That sucks.
Yeah. But they did have, there were like these little pamphlets like how to play pachinko. But the presentation, like they had these cute little like pachinko ball characters on it, made it look like it was for kids, which I thought was kind of funny. I think they just do that over there. Like they'll have a Kirby type character on like a freaking construction manual or something.
Now, I'm glad you were in Japan because I don't think you can say pachinko in China.
It's funny because
sounds very offensive.
It also sounds like cock in Japanese.
It does?
Yeah, chinko.
Chinko is the word Japanese
dick,
word for
your
what?
pee-pee,
It's for dick?
Your pee-pee, your wee-wee.
So how would you say...
Please eat my dick over the next 5 years.
I don't offer those lessons for free, man. We could talk about it after the class.
Oh yeah, you're becoming a Japanese teacher, I forgot.
You could say that. By Japanese teacher, you mean... The sensei is just like... That could be anything, man. I think we need to break down the barriers on what sensei can be.
That's true.
Like if
it's really just a social construct.
Yeah, like if a guy out on the street who's homeless can teach me something, then he's my sensei. And actually, speaking of the homeless, so I actually...
Here we go.
I think we all have held some stereotypes about the homeless from living in the United States.
Not me.
I'm sure you haven't. You're so pure-hearted. Well, in Japan, it's crazy. You know that how they say like everyone's so polite over there, and you don't want to like assume or make stereotypical judgments, but it was kind of true there. And I don't think it's necessarily because they always want to be polite, but it's just like the norm to make a show of that, So like even the homeless guys were like mild mannered and like staying out of the way for the most part. I did see one homeless guy this is in Akihabara, where they had all the video games and like the former Sega arcade and stuff. I told you about that off the podcast.
Former.
Yeah, it's called it's called Gigo now.
So sad.
I don't know.
It was Sega World before, right?
It was Club Sega. I think it still pretty much looks exactly the same. Like it's still the red building with the blue text. It just says Gigo instead of Sega. I think they have all the same stuff on the inside, plus like Sega machines, if I'm not
And
mistaken.
you went inside, right?
Yeah, I played 1 coin worth of Taiko Master. And then I left. And then I saw this homeless guy.
Played just one game of Taiko Master, 1 coin?
Yeah,
Maybe just one.
exactly. I just wanted to experience everything as much as I could, so I was kind of on the Cliff's Notes version of the arcade. If that makes any sense. But like, yeah, so I got out and there was this homeless guy, and I wish this was visual medium sometimes so I could show you what he's doing, but he's basically like, I saw him from behind and he was pumping his arm rapidly. Like, I thought he was jerking off in public. I was, whoa. So naturally I needed to take a closer look. So I walked up to him and came around the other side. And it turned out actually he was just rubbing his hands together because it was cold outside. And I was like, maybe not all homeless masturbate in public. So he taught
Not
me
Japanese
something.
ones, anyway.
Yeah.
I bet you over there they're like, like rape person on train and scream about demons in my head? That would be dishonorable. I'd never do that. Whereas in New York City, it's like they do it without second thought.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure what kind of drugs are common over there that would like, because
Well, that's a good point.
not to say all homeless people do drugs, but it's roughly like in the States I've heard anywhere from like 60 to 80% of homeless people have some kind of narcotic addiction, generally speaking. So in Japan, I'm not sure like what they have access to besides
Opium?
Again,
I think
I think
they're all
that was
on
mostly.
opium. Yeah, they have an
Maybe.
opium epidemic, kind of like our opioid epidemic.
Sure, you're not like 150 years off, and in
I don't think
China-
I've been off about a single Asia-related fact I've said thus far.
True, you've been very accurate about everything. I'll keep my mouth shut. No, but I mean, alcohol, I guess. They had like liquor vending machines and cigarette vending machines. And
Maybe just one.
yeah, I didn't buy anything out of the vending machine for that. But I don't think you have to provide any kind of ID for those. Maybe you do.
Crazy.
But it just says there is a sign on there that says like if you're under the age of 20, which is the drinking age there, so they get it a little earlier than us. If you're under the age of 20, it's illegal to buy out of this vending machine, and it's like honor system.
Yeah, it's honor system.
Speaking of honor,
oh yeah,
play that gong sound effect. Yeah, it was impressive. But then I also heard, I think. Like there's cops everywhere in the city, and they're like you never know where they're gonna be or not gonna be. So like it does feel very safe.
No wonder you didn't see McAfee there though.
Yeah,
he's not a fan of the blue.
Ain't gonna hand around no pigs.
You are a free individual.
You do not need the isn't there a pig in Journey to the West? That's what those guys
the
are.
one that like you can like shapeshift.
Yeah, that's what those guys are.
And he likes to look at girls' asses or something.
My body, my choice.
Yeah. But yeah, I lost my train of thought. Shit.
So did you visit any sort of spiritual grounds that felt meaningful in any way, or just Vegas-y, shallow?
Oh no, I went to several temples and shrines. There are temples for Buddhism and shrines for Shintoism, which was like an old, like a more local, older religion that kind of coexists with Buddhism. Like I think people will go to. There isn't like a hard split where like people will go to both types for different like purposes or something or needs. Yeah, but
coexist, man, coexist.
Yeah, It's funny because you sound like a stoner, but they're pretty harsh on weed over there, I think.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
So they allow opium, but not weed.
Yeah, man, it's fucked up.
They sell alcohol out of vending machines on the honor system.
Yeah, but
they're
not the bud, man.
Not the bud.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's because they don't have a generation of, young people who fucked each other in the dirt for weeks on end to, like, say wise shit like, it's a plant, man. They never had that over there, so it's just not cool. Anyway, I was gonna say something
The temples.
to all this about the temples. Yeah, so
Shintoism.
They were really cool. There's some differences in how they're designed. Like Shinto always has the red gates made from like single logs, and then Buddhism ones will have something more like cut timber and posts for the gates that they have. Like think of like a big just Asian looking gate just like standing in the middle of the road. That's kind of what I'm talking about. There's different
aren't those called like Ori gates or something like that?
Tori with two eyes. That's the Shinto one.
Kind of like the hostesses you encountered, very hoary.
Yeah, no, they were very nice ladies, and I don't think they put out for any other customers. If
Please
they
eat
did,
my
I wasn't
over the
about
next
to
5
ask.
years. Please eat my over the next 5 years.
Yeah, I'm not.
My body, my choice.
But it is my body, my choice. My choice is to withhold this glory from all the women out there, because they don't deserve it. But yeah, no, the architecture and the atmosphere there was really neat and stuff. I didn't feel like any kind of like spiritual feeling or presence or anything there at all. I mean, it was like going into just a different flavor of a church to me, which maybe that tips my hand into how I feel about church right now. But it was just a build. It was a very neat like thing created by human beings that you can spend time in and like meditate or whatever you want to do.
Sure.
But I didn't feel like they also like they sell like Lucky Charms and you can put coins into the coffer and stuff like that. So it felt.
Why do they sell cereal there?
So what?
Why would they sell cereal there? That's very odd.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. I'm not sure how much cereal they really eat in Asia in general. I think they have like porridge for breakfast and stuff. Or I mean like dry cereal. I don't know how common that is.
You're saying they were giving out Lucky Charms. So
I know. But these were not edible Lucky Charms. They were like...
What were they?
They looked like the marshmallows. Like, but they were made out of like fabric and wood and stuff. And you could get one...
Like toxic.
Yeah, you could get ones that were like for like to find a love or like have success in your work or there's probably one to pray the gay away or something. I don't know.
How many did you take?
2. One to pray the gay away just in case, and the other
maybe
one,
just one.
Yeah, and the other one was kind of personal. I don't want to talk about it, but yeah, no, nothing like there's people from the West that will like convert to Buddhism because it like gave them just some like life-changing revelation or something. Maybe I need to look into the actual teachings more, but just like being in the place wasn't like magic to me or anything. It was really cool though. I don't want to downplay that. Like it was really impressive architecture, work that went into everything.
Pretty much. If Westerners, when they visit those places, if they have a spiritual reaction, that's a sign that you're a good person. And if you didn't, that's pretty much a sign you should hang it up and pretty much call it a day, take yourself out the game. Sorry, bro.
I mean, it's possible I don't have a soul.
Will be missed.
There could be
That
like
is
all these
possible.
spirituals around me, and I can't touch them because I don't have a soul. That's totally
Like,
possible.
I think there are souls, like just you don't have one because you didn't respond to it.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Like only the truly awakened, like American Buddhist, enlightened, white guy with dreads, can go over there and stand in a temple and feel something. But you didn't feel anything, so
Yeah.
it's been a good run, dude. But
Yeah. Well, I'm
you're a
not
bad
about to
person.
give up yet. I'm not a bad person if I don't have a soul. I'm just not a person.
That's a good point. You're a husk.
You can't exactly. I can't be bad if I'm not a person.
You're a husk, but
You are a free individual.
even as a husk.
Well, thank you. That at least helps me feel better. Oh, another thing. I don't even know if I should be saying this on air.
Uh-oh.
But you know how like, certain things happen, and I'm not gonna say that this was right or wrong, but like certain events happened in the world kind of recently, and like it became cool to like wear a surgical mask on your face around like on the street or like in the grocery store and stuff.
Choice.
Exactly.
My body, my choice.
Some people choose to do that. Well, I think in Japan they've been doing that for like decades before any, events happened that affected most of the world.
Yeah, surgical masks over there were like geek culture and like indie bands.
Yeah.
They were into it way before it was cool.
Yeah, no, it was serious. It was like wearing baseball caps here, like the frequency. I mean, or even more. It's like half of people when I was there were just looked like they were going into the doctor's office to do a fucking autopsy or something. So that was interesting to get used to, but I don't know. It felt like it was just kind of the norm there and not like an active choice somewhat in the same way as here. Which again, I'm not saying it's bad, but like just interesting, like the attitude towards it, like nobody really paid any mind.
Well, yeah, I did tell you to prepare your anti-vax section for the podcast, and I'm glad you did. Thank you for doing that. Now let's move on to the next section.
Well, you want to hear how I really feel, I will go into it, but again, I don't want to...
I don't think people are prepared for that just yet.
Yeah, we might get too many advertising opportunities off of YouTube and all those.
We want to find John. We don't want to be silenced in our...
Exactly.
before we can even get the word out.
Right. Yeah. What else? I mean, is there anything you want to know about that you've heard of about Japan before?
Yeah. Were there any of those, other kind of vending machines with interesting items in them? Perhaps used articles of clothing or other disgusting things?
I mean, they had. You could get like new like articles of clothing, just like socks or like winter gloves and stuff at most of the convenience stores. Is that what
I heard that like girls turned OnlyFans here or whatever. From over there, I hear that they pay you to like collect your dirty undergarments and then they sell them in a vending machine, and guys will buy them because they're...
Oh, you're talking about those vending machines. Yeah, of course. There's one on pretty much every street corner. I got a couple myself, but I didn't really want to keep it for like...
maybe just one. Maybe just one. Maybe just one. Maybe just one.
No, I didn't want to hold on to them for like FDA reasons, like bringing that back through customs that might get some kind of diseases into the nation. So I just gave it to that homeless guy. And it's like, here, buddy, you're not jerking off yet, but here's something to jerk off about now. Yeah.
No wonder he was so polite.
Yeah. No, he's a really nice guy. Speaking of nice guys, there was a guy who walked up to me on the street near that homeless guy, and he started talking to me like in English and like being friendly, not too much, but like just wanting to hear, you know, where I was visiting from and stuff like that.
Could he have been like an undercover Macalite and could tell one of his own?
Well, that's what I thought at first, but then, you know, we started talking. It's like, you know, there's a really neat Buddhist temple not too far from here. Would you want to check it out? And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, what direction is it in? And he's like, oh, well, it's kind of far, so if you get into my van, I can take you there.
You're kidding.
And I don't know about you. Yeah, no, I'm dead serious. This is not a joke.
They have vans over there?
Yeah. No, this wasn't a pickup truck. So, you know, my how do I say it? Danger.
Alarm went off.
And I was like, no, you know what? Actually, I don't think I have that much time. I probably should get going.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah, that guy could have been. Who's the Japanese guy that ate the woman and then got out of prison and is now free?
Issei Sagawa.
Yeah, that guy could have just been the next Issei Sagawa. You would have been.
Yeah.
You would have woken up in his dungeon with him looming over you, saying,
Please eat my over the next 5 years.
Yeah.
you know. I mean,
Yeah.
that would have been bad.
I would have had him eat my ass, but he would have taken it literally.
Yeah, and it would have been the cheeks, not the.
Yeah. Like butter. Yeah, so
But,
that was
got
my one near miss in Japan, or not? I don't know what
Got
near
the
miss.
non-legal bullet.
Yeah. I found other than that, it was like super safe the whole time. Never had any kind of issues or anything like that.
What about the WW2 cosplayer guy you mentioned briefly?
Oh yeah, no, he was just that was just like his hobby was like to dress up as a World War II officer on the weekend.
But that just to sit around in public, it was almost like
yeah.
It's almost like inviting people to talk to him about it.
Yeah, no, I think normally there's scenarios where I wouldn't say what I'm about to say, but I think in this case we can all agree with what he was wearing, he was asking for it. For people to come up and talk to him, say hi. Yeah. No, he was just like drinking Guinness outside the front of a like coffee and beer shop.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah,
you know what I mean.
He's asking for. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now, was he wearing Axis Allies? What was he wearing?
He was wearing an American officer.
Right
uniform.
on.
Yeah, it's like USA,
You are a
USA,
free individual.
USA. But I just thought that was interesting because then
individual.
I'm not sure how the average Japanese person views that over there, but like with the whole bomb thing, I wonder if if that's like wearing a like SS officer uniform here,
Yeah, I'm sure it sets off a few alarms for people, but I mean, we are the best, and we did win.
Yeah.
And we're better than them objectively in every possible way. But other than that,
I want to say that their homeless are better.
that's a good point. But you gave used underwear to that painted that situation differently. But
I lied about that. I actually
you still have those.
I gave him no. I never bought any of those women's things.
Maybe just one.
No, I gave him my own. I gave him my own underwear.
Oh,
okay. Remember, I said
That's
I got that
even more fucked up.
Pray the Gay Away talisman.
Oh, gotcha.
So
you were doing some exposure therapy of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, what else? So yeah, there were a couple of random things.
Go to the given that this is YouTube, the unalive yourself forest.
Oh no! Maybe next time. I want to go back.
Bring a camera and
sometime.
Pull a prank, dude. Be all funny.
Yeah. Isn't
Wear
that
like Toy Story alien hat?
Isn't that encouraged on YouTube? I mean, all the cool kids are
So,
doing it.
yeah, man. I mean, going to the unaliving forest and videoing a literal dead body of a freshly deceased person living in abject misery who only option was to end their torment. That's pretty much a straight track to becoming a top build, like, professional UFC fighter and boxer. So
Yeah,
I would do that.
I'll keep that in mind if I ever decide to join pro wrestling.
Yeah, they're directly correlated.
That's big over there in Japan too, pro wrestling. I
Oh,
don't know
hell
like
yeah.
any of the wrestlers'
Fire
names
Pro
or anything.
Wrestling, dude.
Yeah, Fire Pro, the video games. That's based on whatever league. I don't even know what it's called. I was never into WWE as a kid or anything, so I'm ignorant
But,
about that too.
Kinniku Man, dude. Ultimate Muscle.
Kinnikuman, man. Yeah.
It's like one of my Japanese animes.
Yeah, I like his lips.
Yeah. You might want to use that talisman you got from the
I'm holding
triangle.
it right now.
Yeah,
Holding
hold
it
on to
right
that
now
tight.
and
Hold on to that tight. Pray.
Praying to Buddha. Did they pray to Buddha? Is Buddha someone you pray to, or just is he a Muhammad or a Jesus? Is what I'm asking.
So I had a Buddhist phase. I think I can speak to this. Buddha basically is sort of like this guy who basically people would go up to him back when he existed, and he would just kind of look at them and go,
Oh, okay.
that's kind of the extent of my knowledge, but it was a very spiritual phase of my life, so
Yeah,
that's all I can really offer, though.
yeah. Oh, dude, you know how like people get mad about like depictions of Jesus being like too pale and like if they give him blonde hair or something instead of like brown hair.
Yeah, that would...
it's like
I mean,
whitewashing Jesus.
The
Well,
blonde
dude,
thing is a bit too far. That would be
yeah.
a bridge too far. That'd be a bit kind of weird.
Are there any blonde Greeks? I don't know.
Was he Greek?
Well, this is kind of around that area, so I'm kind of guessing.
Wasn't he like a Jewish person in the Middle
Yeah,
East?
I mean, same difference, pretty much. I mean, back then it was all part of the same like province, I think. I don't want to get.
Who cares?
Yeah, no. But so like Buddha is like fat Chinese guy, right? Like you see all the little jade statues and stuff constantly, and he's like unmistakably like Chinese looking. But Buddha was an Indian guy. Did you know that?
I did.
He's like Buddha Prajit Suresh or something.
You said you didn't see any Lizzos. Those could have been Lizzos, by the way. You just didn't.
True.
Buddha and Lizzo, there's a thin line.
Those were statues,
No
though.
pun intended.
A thin blue line.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that. John didn't like the police, and neither do we.
You are a free individual.
Yeah.
But yeah, it
I do
sounds
like firemen, though.
was,
For fire persons. There was this thing I saw over there on the buildings, where like every fourth window would have like a little red arrow on it, pointing down. And I didn't know what that was for. It was like a triangle, upside down triangle. And I looked up what that was for. I guess those are the designated smashable windows. If in case the building's on fire, then the fire crew will break those ones first.
Okay.
To like get
I'll
people
allow
out and
them
stuff.
that. That's the one thing they have that we don't. That's better than us. That's the one thing.
Yeah. Well, it's also their only chance to vandalize. Because like
they're too polite to do it normally.
If you get caught so much as spraying an inch of, or a 2.5 centimeter of graffiti on something over there, you're going to slammer for like 10 years.
And so jet grind radio, that's just stolen valor, dude. That's just posturing.
They never lived in the streets of the American
That's
city.
a place in like Shibuya and stuff. But if that's that illegal, what a crock of shit.
No, it was in all seriousness. There was some graffiti in Shibuya, and but there was I forget the name of it. I think it's Nihonbashi. There's like this older like shopping area with a lot of like small stores and stuff like that, where there was a ton of graffiti. And it's kind of weird because like the other places that had been before that had nothing. Like it was super clean, and this area was still clean of like trash and stuff. But there's a lot of graffiti.
If there is graffiti, then never mind. Maybe the Check Grind Radio is accurate.
Yeah, just wrong suburb maybe, but yes, they do have graffiti there. I can confirm. I was skeptical. The other thing that was weird about the building, or not weird, interesting, I thought it was kind of cool actually, is a lot of the like, 5-story, 6-story city buildings, they're super narrow, which I have no idea how they pulled that off with all the earthquakes. But also they're like the siding on them is all like bath tile, like these small ceramic lacquered tiles on the whole building, like you're in a school bathroom or something.
That sounds extremely depressing architecturally.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's like
Monotonous.
I guess it's just different. It wasn't all. They were like different colors too. Like there'd be some brown ones, some blue ones, some gray ones.
Okay.
So it was,
I was imagining all just white, sterile bathroom tiles everywhere.
No. In fact, I didn't see any white ones. I don't think, but yeah, I'll try to share a picture of that too for the
yeah, send me all
YouTube
these pertinent pictures. They'll be in the description.
Yeah.
So yeah, it sounds like overall pretty mystical, magical. You got some big trouble in Little Japan over there.
Yeah, dude, I almost got you almost never heard from me again. I almost got Issei Sagawa'd by a man.
Did you ride a rickshaw, or is that China?
I did not ride one. They did have them, especially in the touristy areas.
I wonder if over there they call getting rickrolled getting rickshaws.
Maybe they probably like that song over there too. That seems like something from here they like. That is from here. That guy's from here, right? Not like Canada.
I think he's like Scottish or something. I could be wrong.
Oh, okay.
But I know he's like a little guy who's I mean, now he's older. Now he's like covering Foo Fighters and stuff and like trying to be relevant again.
Rick Ashley. That's weird. For like an older musician to be covering new. That's like Johnny Cash with 9 Inch Nails right before he died.
He's covering like an older Foo Fighters song too, which is weird. It's just, I guess it went viral or something.
Well, Hurt was like on like Nin's second album or something, right?
Yeah.
EP.
Yeah, It is kind of similar. It's kind of, I guess, what you do when you're. Although I'd say Johnny Cash had more cachet or Johnny Cachet than Rick Astley, who really only had that one song, and
True.
Kind of became a meme. And I guess now he's trying to become more relevant. Speaking of music, though, you did you get that Aquarium CD?
I did, yeah.
That's cool.
And then Ginza Art Aquarium.
You did
at
karaoke, but was there any other cool musical type stuff that you ran into over there, like that you heard playing or that?
Yeah, there was this like group of people in like traditional outfits playing the like taiko drums on the street. Pretty much like that, yeah. But then as I walked up closer, I saw they were also holding signs, and it was like a ad campaign for Pokemon Go, and they were like chanting about Pokemon Go, playing like taiko drums. I thought that was really interesting. About it? I think they were just saying Pokemon Go.
They're just
like
saying
Pokemon Go.
So they worked
like
Nintendo, maybe? Oh,
yeah, they're like.
did you get a
hired
chance to go to Nintendo headquarters?
Nintendo headquarters? No, I did because I don't think they really let people in. I think
Not
that
in.
wasn't
I
in
just
Tokyo even. That might be in
did you get to go to
Osaka,
any like
but
big game type places? Like,
I could be wrong about that. But yeah, I went to the Nintendo store in Shibuya. It's like inside of a mall, and got again a little like Kirby figure.
Maybe just one.
Yeah, 'cause Kirby's big over there. And then what was the other one? There's a Capcom store in the same mall. And then
nice.
I'm trying to remember the other. I just randomly walked past the like a Konami office. I don't know if it was the main one or not, but it was in. It was like right between Ginza and Nihonbashi. I was just walking up the street one day. I was about to, but then like the security guard came out, so I zipped up my pants, did a little bow because that kind of smooths over everything over there. Pro tip, and was on my way. But then besides that, the Square Enix offices in Shinjuku, which is next to, that's where Kabukicho is, which is like the Yakuza neighborhood. The game Yakuza's neighborhood is based directly on Kabukicho.
I'm imagining just Margaret Cho in kabuki makeup now.
Yeah, is that hot or horrific?
No, horrific.
Yeah, but they have like this cafe outside of their office building for Square Enix, and it's shaped like a white bean. It looks like something out of one of the more like out there Final Fantasy games.
That's cool.
You can just go in and like order a drink or something. So I had to go in there.
Is that where you drank out of the slime?
No, that was so they have the Square Cafe, and then they have or Square Enix Cafe, but then they have like a dedicated one just for Dragon Quest in another part of town. That was in Akihabara, which I definitely only went to once and didn't spend a lot of time there.
Maybe just one.
Because I'm a nerd.
Was the Square Enix one themed like after Square Enix stuff? All the stuff in it?
Yeah, I mean, there's merchandise in there. They had this room with
the menu. Was the menu like named after stuff? Like
yeah, like you could get like a slime soda or Sephiroth rum and coke that'll like make you insane if you drink it and stuff like that. It was really cool.
One-winged angel pasta or something.
Yeah. No, they seriously had stuff like that. They even had like pastries in the convenience store, just like the regular 7-Eleven. They're like shaped into like Dragon Quest monsters. Dragon Quest was huge there as far as like merchandise. Good one. Yeah, I wish. But yeah, no, it was a really cool place to visit.
That little tale you told about the homeless guy, I guess you could call that a vagrant story.
Yeah, that's my vagrant story. Yeah, I hope I can make it over there again someday. I'll think about it, see if I can.
Well, you never thought you'd make it the first time, or not that you didn't think you would, but I'm sure it seemed like a far-fetched dream. So
yeah,
you did it the first time. Why wouldn't you be able to do it again?
Oh, I see what you did there. Far-fetched, because the Pokemon from Japan.
That wasn't intentional, but why not?
Yeah, cut that part out.
Pokemon Go to the polls.
Yeah.
Remember when Hillary said that?
Oh God, did she?
Yeah, she's like, I think I have to say to the kids is, Pokemon Go to the polls and vote.
Oh wow! I mean, I don't think we can top that. I think that's a good place to end the episode. I gotta go vomit now.
I don't disagree. I think people should Pokemon Go to the poles and catch a.
Maybe you can take that pole and shove it up your ass.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, thanks for sharing your Japan story, Ron, and it's unfortunate you didn't see McAfee or any of his agents there or anyone, any other Macalites, although they could have been there right under your nose. I'm sure, I mean, as the central scrutinizer, I control the North American division. I don't have access to all the different tendrils all over the world, but I'm sure there's an Asian division.
Probably.
Despite all my jokes of confusing all the Asian countries, obviously Japan is its own unique, rich and beautiful culture, but only if it has a McAfee Innocence division in it. So if it doesn't, we're gonna have to set one up over there. So that's why you got to go back.
Yeah.
That's why you got to go back.
If we ever get donations from people, then that'll be what it'll fund.
That, and so you can finally sit down at a restaurant over there and say,
For the first time in my life, I'm about to eat a dog meat burger.
all right, so that's going to be the first episode of John McAfee Innocence Podcast from us. I am the Central Scrutinizer, aka Scroot.
And I'm Ron.
This is Ron, and this has been our first trial run. I hope you've enjoyed this tale of Oriental magic and mystical goodness.
Say that word.
I'm talking about the magic, not a person.
What if it's a magic person, like elf or something?
One more for the road. And tune in next time for something completely different. And remember, antivirus, pro-liberty.